What's up, weirdos? Oh no, my bun is too tall for this screen. I'm just slouch down a little bit. What's up, weirdos? I'm Felicia and I like scary movies. I don't know if I can film with this. It just feels a little bit outrageous. Okay, anyways, today we're doing a Patreon requested review, which I'm very excited about because it's a movie I've been meaning to watch for a long time. So first of all, thank you, Ben. Thank you for being a patron and being an awesome friend, a huge part of Horror Movie Club, and just, you know, being the overall bomb diggity. Does anyone say bomb diggity? The answer is no, they don't. So Ben asked me to review As Above, So Below, which is funny because we just came out of Found Footage Month in Horror Movie Club, and this movie was not voted for, and I was bummed because I wanted to watch it, and then he ran out of time, and then Ben was like, for my Patreon request, As Above, So Below, and I was like, oh, thank God. So I watched it the other night, and I gotta be real. I think this might be my top favorite found footage film now. It kind of blew my mind in ways I did not expect. It even, you know how I know a film is blowing my mind? So it was pretty late at night. I can't remember how late, but I'm watching it. I'm like 20 minutes from the end or something like that, and my computer dies. When my computer dies, I usually take that as a sign from the universe that I've stayed up way too late and I should just close it and go to bed. But I was like, so I like started searching around trying to find my charger, and I plugged it in and I waited, and then I watched that last 20 minutes because I was like that invested. So that's how you know. That's how you know it's good. So this movie is about a girl. I'm not even using any notes. I don't care. This is about a girl that her father was in search for the Philosopher's Stone. And if you ever have seen Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, it's basically the same exact thing. So he was on this search for it. He ended up killing himself. And so she is continuing his journey to find it. And she discovers that it is in the depths of the Paris or Parisian catacombs. Did I say that word right? I feel like with my like everyday movie reviews, I try to be credible and like I know what I'm talking about. And these Patreon reviews, I just get wild because I feel like I'm just like hanging out with my friends, even though it's all on the same channel. Yeah, catacombs. So her name is Scarlett, played by Perdita Weeks. She starts the movie off with this character Benji, who is making a documentary following her around trying to find the Philosopher's Stone. And according to this movie, the Philosopher's Stone is this red stone that looks a lot like the Sorcerer's Stone that basically will give someone like eternal life and can turn any metal into gold and has all these mystical capabilities that was created by Nicholas Flamel, which just makes me want to keep quoting Harry Potter, but I won't right now. So she convinces a team of people to go sneak down into the catacombs, into the secret tunnels that truly, they really do lie under Paris. There's so many bodies buried under Paris, which I think is funny. I think there's also bodies buried just under Manhattan. Is that true? It's like a lot of things that were graveyards, like, just became part of the city. They just started building on top of it. Can't be good for mojo. Can't be good for the energies. I'm just saying. Maybe that's why a lot of crime happens in cities. Maybe it's because people are assholes. So as I said at the beginning of this video, this is a found footage movie. And what I think is so fun about it is like, it's a found footage movie, but it's also kind of an adventure movie, but like a janky adventure movie. Like The Road to El Dorado, but like really janky. And it does have like some similarities to Blair Witch, really only one that I can think of, which is this main female character that is determined to find out about this thing that is bigger than herself, is determined to go on this journey no matter what it costs her or no matter what it costs the people around her. And then at a certain point that's starting to fall apart. And I just freaking love this movie because first of all, I am like kind of claustrophobic. Like I don't really like being on the subway, though I deal with it like it's an anxiety issue, okay? But thus I sort of like watching these movies like this and like The Descent when people are going through really tight small spaces underground, that I would have a full meltdown if that was me actually doing those things, but like somehow me watching it makes it like safe, and I'm like, okay, like I can stretch because I'm just in my room, everything's fine, but like I can experience like what the characters are going through. It's like why we watch horror movies, you know. But I feel like this movie does a really good job like capturing that tight, isolated space. Like there's a point where Benji gets like stuck between all these rocks and bones because there's just freaking bones everywhere. In that moment, like I literally could not breathe. I was sitting in my bed like I could not breathe. I was freaking out. And that sequence goes on for so long when he's stuck. Now I literally just like got on camera and didn't do any research. How dare I? This was directed by John Eric Dowdle. So he also wrote Quarantine. Let's see, what else? I guess he wrote and directed it. He also directed a movie in 2015 called No Escape, which has Owen Wilson in it. Don't know it. Oh, he also directed the Poughkeepsie tapes. I've heard of this. This is like a, I don't know if it's all found footage, but it has like found footage elements in it. I can't remember. I will say the thing that I think I like most about this movie is that it really gets quite bonkers. So it's like, first of all, the scary tight space thing, like that's scary enough. But then all this like supernatural stuff starts going on, and it's not like the Blair Witch where you don't really see anything or you only think you see things. They're like showing you everything, and sometimes it's like so over the top it's almost silly, but yet still scary. It's sort of like that, I'm sorry I'm just like talking about a bunch of found footage right now, but it's sort of like the first Hell House where it's like they're using like dumb Halloween decorations and making them terrifying in a way you don't expect. It's sort of like that same thing where like they're taking things that seem like they would be cheap scares and then making it actually terrifying somehow because it's just so freaking weird. And I liked it. I also just really liked all the actors. Particularly the French actors. Let me see if I can butcher some of their names real quick. We have, so we had Scarlett, I said Pruda Weeks. George, who's like her love interest, is played by Ben Feldman, who also looked kind of familiar. Oh, he was in Friday the 13th, the remake. Cool. And then we have Edwin Hodge, who played Benji, who's the documentary filmmaker. He was also in The Purge. Oh, a few of the Purge movies. I've never seen a Purge movie. Have you? I have never seen a single Purge movie. I don't know why. Not even the first one. I should probably do that. And then we have Francois Civil. That was easy to say. I said that. He was great. Oh, he was in that movie Frank. That's funny. But he was like a delight. I loved his character. And then we have a lot of actors that don't have IMDb profiles, but that's okay. Suxi, played by Marion Lambert, and Zed, played by Ali Marhire. Damn. Oh, something else I loved is like how trippy it gets, which I didn't think about, but I guess from the poster and the name As Above, So Below, it all really ties together. But they keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into the catacombs, and it's like they cannot comprehend for themselves like how they keep going further and further down under Paris. And then they start to realize that like up is down and down is up, and they don't really understand like how they're moving through this space. And it's freaking weird. And then it's like, there's moments where you're like, are they in hell? Are they literally in hell? Like, there's so much confusion because you're stuck in this tunnel and there's nowhere you can go except for forward or back. And so it's like, no matter what's happening, you have to keep moving, and you don't have any time to stop and think like, what does any of this mean? And I think that's a really cool aspect of the movie. It's like, no matter what happens, no matter who's left behind, no matter what goes on, it's like you have to keep moving forward. It's sort of like a metaphor for life, you know? But I don't know. I just really like this movie. I just thought it was one of the most effective found footage films that I've seen. And I think it might be at the top of my list now. Like, I'm a huge Blair Witch, Paranormal Activity. Like, I'm a fan of a lot of those found footage movies, but something about this just felt like a roller coaster. Like, honestly, this would be a really good like have you been to Disney or Orlando Studios where they do the is it the Mummy ride? I think it's the Mummy's Revenge. This would be like a cool thing like that, like to like go under the Paris catacombs, but like in a little cart and like scary masked men jump out at you. I don't know. I'm just selling the idea. I don't know. This isn't even really a review, which I feel the same about my like Halloween 4 Patreon video, but I'm here to sing some praises. I think this is a really, really cool, smart movie. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it, because it's one that I honestly just never thought about until I was working through a bunch of found footage films and people kept mentioning it. But it's not one that was on my radar for so long, and now it's one of my favorites for sure. If not number one, at least in the top 3. So, that's it. Also, I want to say thank you so much, Ben, for being a patron. Once again, for being such a huge part of Horror Movie Club. That is just awesome. And I hope you all have a great day and have a nice scream. Bye.